It was quite unusual for someone who was meant to be speaking to the people, as you just mentioned, to delegate responses, at least majority of his responses, to his surrogates who were present there. Is this a usual or an unusual occurrence? Because for the sake of argument, what he said is that it is in the spirit of, in his words, teamship, or perhaps it's team spirit. Is that normal?
Hello, my great and wonderful people. How una day? I hope all of una day well. Now, the video when you say you just see for the introduction just now white man when you say they among the people when you say the interview Bola Tinubu yesterday for Chatham House. When you say we come outside say what thing Bola Tinubu do yesterday for London say na global disgrace. A lot of people thought say we want just carry they criticize Bola Tinubu. Now, this white man don't come outside for interview to also speak concerning his own experience for that same Chatham House yesterday with Bola Tinubu. Say he never see that kind of something for your own entire life. Where he be say presidential aspirant when he's supposed to engage people would they share questions to his own surrogate, which is the people want to be say that the club they follow. I bet no verse will not come here for joke. Now I will leave you to watch this full interview, and before then I beg help us to like this video, because this video need to reach every hands of every Nigerians, because the more this video get likes, the more that they recommend that to people. Now YouTube policy now it be that very one, so that those people when they talk say we just carry they criticize Bola Tinubu concerning what happened yesterday, may they also use their eyes see and say not be only this country Nigeria, therefore they see the sun all around the world. People want to be say they get sense, they equally get sense, whether here or outside the nation.
It was quite unusual for someone who was meant to be speaking to the people, as you just mentioned, to delegate responses, at least majority of his responses, to his surrogates who were present there. Is this a usual or an unusual occurrence? Because for the sake of argument, what he said is that it is in the spirit of, in his words, teamship, or perhaps it's team spirit. Is that normal, or is that showing that he's willing, he's a team player, and he's a man as a leader? Because leadership is not, by one person, that he's able and willing to delegate to others. Is that normal?
Well, that's one way of looking at it. The other way of looking at it is he's scared of putting his foot in it and giving the wrong answer that might come and bite him on the bum later, so he can blame someone else for saying the wrong thing. I've never seen it. It wasn't a press conference. It was a Chatham House event to which the press were invited, as well as his supporters. And I've never seen that before. There were some other serious points that I did pick up at the event that haven't really been mentioned so far. Worth running through some of the points that he made quite well. And that was that he believed in, he wanted to see no violence at the election, which brought a lot of applause. He said that he saw Nigeria as a beacon of hope to other nations. He discussed many aspects of the environment. He said that gas was the future. He agreed with the findings of the COP conference. He believed in the African Union. He said that he wanted to increase the Nigerian economy by 7%. So in all the sort of the theatrics and the back and forth, there were some serious points being made by this man, but overall one did get the impression that he didn't want to answer a lot of questions.
Okay, John, two quick things. The first one, of what value is Mr. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, coming to talk at Chatham House? We all know that Chatham House is a very prestigious platform, yeah, but the voters are not in London. He's not seeking to be the Prime Minister of London, as somebody referred to him. He wants to be President of Nigeria. So what is the value of that engagement, considering that Nigeria does not even have diaspora voting? Yes. That's one. The second one is that we were told that there was some drama outside the premises of Chatham House with his supporters and those who are opposed to him, staging their own melodrama outside the Chatham House. Did you take a look at that, and what's your take in that regard? Those two issues.
You make a great point. There are about 100,000 Nigerians in the UK at any one time. And as I understand it, they can't vote in the Nigerian presidential election unless they go to Nigeria and vote. There's no proxy voting from the UK, nor can they, as I understand it, directly fund his campaign. So why did he come to London? The opposition will say that he came up for one reason, was a health check. He was questioned about his health, and apparently he's in the best of health. So why did he come to Chatham House? Why doesn't he do these major speeches in Nigeria, is your question. And I think we've got the answer, because the coverage that he got has been quite incredible, especially on social media. I mean, he was given a platform effectively on the world stage rather than to a domestic audience, and here we are talking about his speech in London. So I think we're probably answering our own question here. Why did he come to London? Because he's got a lot of publicity, not only back home in Nigeria, but also in the UK, not through mainstream media here particularly, but on social media. So I think that's the answer. He goes on to the United States. We don't know who he's meeting there, and then he goes to Paris as well in the next few days, where I understand he has some business interests. So we'll hear a lot more from Mr. Tinubu in the coming days.
Yeah, but what about the crowd outside? The melodramatic, display outside the Chatham House.
There were some rumours that it was rent-a-crowd. They were paid to be there. I can't prove that either way. I mean, people there came from all over the country. I interviewed on air on Arise yesterday afternoon a guy, one of the organisers from Scotland, for example, which is a 300-mile journey from London. They did come from all over the country. I did, out of the corner of my eye, notice some opposition supporters with a placard saying "No to drug dealer," which is a reference to an investigation many years ago into Tinubu's activities in Chicago, all of which have always been denied. So there were a sprinkling, I saw out of the corner of my eye, of opposition supporters, but the vast majority of them were there on the surface to cheer for Tinubu.
All right, my great and wonderful people. I believe say una don't hear the white man and also the questions when it be said they also ask, most especially Abati. I so much love that question when it be say Abati ask this man. Why he be say Amebola Tinubu will go London, say he go the grant interview when he be say he no want become the prime minister of UK. Now Nigeria president na he want be while London. And here the response, two response would be say we hold on to points when this man give about. He say one, they get a lot of issues when they say if they go on concerning the head of Amebola Tinubu. Now, he want to tell us right from London now, say if they fit. Now, the reason why he say he need to go to London. Now, we just they add our own in regards to respond when they say this man give us. So, if Amebola Tinubu grants interview for Nigeria, which you say, we no will know whether it they fits. Now, only London, now he will feel ascertain whether Amebola Tinubu they fit or he not they fit. That one on one side. The other one, he say, Chatham House na prestigious house. When he be say, he will give Amebola Tinubu a lot of publicity. Equally, he dey tell us, say, no media house for Nigeria when it be say it will fit spread the message of Amebola Tinubu or the interview of Amebola Tinubu. Now only London, now only white men, now they get prestigious house when it be say it will fit televise interview like the one of Amebola Tinubu. Now, apart from those 2 points, when it be say yes, we get from the waiting that man talk. Now, may we talk our own. You see, this one now the line now where it be say they continue to dey look down upon Africa, and who they give them those rights. Now, this our leaders, because our people already talk and say if the person when it be say he gets something, call and say now rubbish something. The one when it be say he not get and he will come use and throw away dirty. Yes. If our presidential candidates are not only they talk about Amebola Tinubu, because I don't equally see a lot of them, even Peter Obi and even Atiku, a lot of them, they run from USA to London to this to that, say they go there. I don't understand. To start with, Nigerians in diaspora, they not they vote. They not they allow them votes. If the actors say they want support now only with money, financial support, and also they call their people for house to say support this candidate. Nigeria government not allow Nigerians in diaspora they vote. So I see no reason why it be say this they move up and down like parasites all around the world. Say they go they meet with Nigeria. If you don't become president, then call upon every other Nigerian who be say they outside. Anyone will be say he want to do investment for Nigeria, make it come. I don't see where it be say anybody want become prime minister for UK. He go say na Africa he come to visit. Or he want become president for America, say na Africa he come to visit. I never see him. Even after it be say they don't become president or prime minister finish, it dey hard for them to even say they want to visit Africa. You see, it don't reach the time when it be say Africa must need to define their own self by themselves before any other person or nation around the world will fit define us. If we refuse to define ourselves and our identity, they will continue to define us, give us identity when it be say it not be our own. Now, waiting don't they happen right from the time of colonialism and even to this very extent. How long we will continue with this? I believe say all of them don't understand the whole matter now. Then, which is to say, if peradventure any of them become president tomorrow, it's still going to be instruction-based presidency. Yes, right from this colonial master. Now they get prestigious house now. Now they will still get prestigious idea and also direction when they say they will give these people to lead. They not get the word of their own. They not get decision of their own. They not get vision of their own. They must abide by already laid down principles. When it be say, it don't continue to impoverish us and they enslave us, even our children and also the future of our children. How long will continue like this? I just say make I bring this very issue to Una so that each and every one of us will examine the whole issue together. All right, I will leave you to share your own opinion with us on the comment section, even as we draw the line here. I will see you when I see you. Remember, I love you all. Bye-bye.